Hi guys, Al Smith here. Welcome to another defense lesson. This week we're going to talk about count signals. We've talked about attitude signals. We've talked about suit preference signals. We've talked about situational suit preference signals. And today we're going to talk about count signals. Historically, count signals were originally thought of as being the most important. But today I feel like they're actually the least important. There are certain situations where they become very important. Okay, when do we give a count signal? We give a count signal the first time the declare or dummy leads a suit. Okay, we call this breaking a new suit. That's the first time it's led. Okay, and we use the opponent leading the suit as the trigger indicating that we should be giving a count signal. Now, when we give count, we give present count. Okay, let me define what present count is. Okay, let's say that you started out and you had 4 cards in a suit, and they led another suit was led, and you threw away a card in that suit. So you no longer have 4, but you have 3. Okay, and now the opponent to break that suit. So your signal is going to reflect the present count, 3, not the 4 that you started with. So your partner is supposed to have been paying attention and noticed you threw away a card in that suit to begin with, and is keeping count of all the cards in that suit. Okay, that is a challenge in itself. So that's what we try to do. Now, in terms of count, we don't give the physical number of cards, but we give an indication of whether we have an odd number of cards in the suit or an even number of cards in the suit. Since we only can give a signal that's, let's say, highish or lowish, we have to equate that to some other characteristic that's binary in nature. Therefore, we indicate an odd number of cards or an even number of cards. Historically, there's been 2 different methods. Okay, one what's called standard. Okay, which says that if you discard a highish card, it's even. The number of cards you have in that suit are even. Now, what's highish? Well, if you've got the 10, 6, 5, 2 in that situation, the highish might be the 5. Okay, it's high relative to the other 2 low cards that you have in your hand, but it's still highish. So you have to pay attention. And lowish says there's an odd number of cards in the suit. I hate the word highish and lowish, but that's the best I could come up with. Then there's upside down, and my brain has never really been acclimated to using upside down in terms of count. So the one I like is standard. For some reason, I can understand that. And the other one, upside down, I have a real trouble with. It's for whatever reason, I just find that difficult. So, you have to find what's easiest for your brain to work with and use it. But what we're going to use in the rest of this course is standard count signals. Now, on attitude, we use upside down. For whatever reason, my brain likes that, but does not like upside down count signals. So where are you going to use standard? Okay, there's really no difference between the 2 in terms of the amount of information given or which one's better. But what's best is whatever works best for you on a personal basis with your partner. Okay, just make sure that you and your partner agree. Okay, is count important? Okay, like I said, historically, 90 or 100 years ago, all the books seem to indicate that count was the most important signal that you could give. Okay, and I wonder, did I start this? Oh yeah, I did start recording. Okay, just one check. I remember her telling me that. Okay, so historically, it used to be considered the most important signal that you can give, but they didn't know much about attitude signals then, and they really hadn't defined too much about suit preference. So over time, the importance of the count signal has waned, and attitude and suit preference have become the really important signals. But is a count signal important? Sometimes it's very important. So let's talk about it. Now, the count signals help you determine how many cards your partner has in the suit and how many cards the declarer has in the suit. Now, I mean, that would be really nice information to have, so that you could determine whether it's safe to lead a suit and whether you expect them to be able to take a trick in that suit and so forth. Okay, so those are the goals. Okay, and one of the things is when to take a trick and when to hold up. We'll go through some examples of when it's important to really understand count and when to hold up. Okay, who should give the correct count? Now, since the declarer or the dummy, the trick is the suit is being led by the declarer or the dummy, both opponents have both you and your partner have the ability to give a correct count signal. Now, the question is it important that you both give a correct count signal? Well, generally not. Generally, the second seat or the direct seat behind the hand that's leading the suit gives the correct count signal if they're not vying to take the trick. Okay, so if, let's say, the two is led from the dummy, you may, if you're trying to take the trick or you're pushing on the trick to play your highest card or your lowest highest equal or your highest lowest equal, you're not going to give count. You're going to play the trick in a normal fashion. You only give count when you're not vying to take the trick. Yeah, so let's say they lead the ace. Of course, now you can give count because you know that you can't take the trick. Okay, now the fourth seat is not as important to give count because you've given your partner information and you can see the cards and the number of cards in the dummy. And so it's not quite as important that your partner, the person in the indirect seat or the fourth seat, give correct count. It's critical that that person give correct count when it's important. The question is when it's important. Okay, so the single most important time is the dummy has a long suit that's potentially you can run, but they have no other entries outside of that suit. And your partner or you have a winner in that suit that they can't avoid. And the real question is, how many cards does your partner have in that suit? How many cards do you have in that suit? How many cards are in the dummy? So that you can determine how many times to hold up so that the declare is going to be out of that particular suit. Let's say that you've got an ace XX and the dummy's got six potential six cards, and 5 of them are going to be winners once the ace has been played. Okay, so that's 5 plus that's 6 plus your 3, that's 9. Now, does the declarer have 2? Does the declarer have 1? Does the declarer have 4? It all depends. Now, if your partner gives you a correct count signal, you can determine how many the declarer has. Let's say that your partner signals with the highest card, indicating he's got 2 or 4. Okay, and the declarer plays. All right, now you know that you should hold up until the second trick to take that ace. Okay, because your partner has to, the declarer has to. Okay, that is the single most important time to give correct count so your partner can determine how many times to hold up before taking a trick. Okay, if it doesn't appear that the count signal is going to be important, let's say that they're leading from a suit that has 3 or 4 cards in it, maybe even 5. that's some kind of a ratty suit. Count is probably not important. So what that fourth seat should be giving is a suit preference signal, not a count signal, because you in the direct seat have given the correct count and given your partner that information. Now he or she should be giving you a suit preference signal to let you know which suit they'd like to have led to them. All right, let's look at some examples and walk through this. Okay, in this particular hand, the contract is 4 hearts. All right, and the declare win 1 trick 1 with the ace of spades. All right, now you can see the kind of the shadowy cards are cards that have been played, and the ones that are dark in bold or in red are ones that are still left. So the declare won trick 1 with the ace of spades and then drew 3 rounds of trump, ending up in declare's hands. Okay, so down here in declare's hand, after drawing 3 rounds of trump, they drew all the trump. Okay, and now the declare wins. It leads the 3 of diamonds towards the king, queen, jack, 7, 5, 4. Look at that, 6 diamonds. Okay, you can tell that if he can drive out that ace of diamonds, that they're going to be able to set up all of those diamond tricks. Okay, so what you want to do is you don't want to take that ace, because as soon as you take that ace, he's going to be able to get back in the lead, go back to that diamond, run the diamonds and throw away all of his losers. Don't want that to happen. Okay, so what you're going to do, okay, what your partner wants to do is wants to give a count signal. So they give a correct count signal and give and play the 2 with this low or lowish, which says, hey, I've got an odd number. Okay, and you go, okay, my partner looks like he has 1 or a 3. I don't have the ace. I don't see the ace in dummy. The declare, if the declare had the ace, they would have led it, and then led to the king and just crammed those diamonds down my throat. Okay, so you can deduce by the lead of the 3 that the declare does not have the ace. So the partner says, okay, my partner's got 1 or 3. Okay, well, he played the 2, so it's possible that he could only have 2 also, because he's going to try to hold up with that ace even with 2. Okay, and the declare plays the king from the dummy. All right, now what is it that you want to do? It's critical for you in this situation to tell your partner how many diamonds you have. Okay, and I can see that we've got 2 twos of diamonds in this hand. Okay, that's not good. So we'll just pretend that one of those 2s is a different card. Okay, so what you want to do is play a high card, highish, your 9 of diamonds. Okay, your partner is going to notice that what do we got missing here? We've got the ace, the king, queen, jack, 10. Oh, the 10 is missing. Okay, I can see that what's going on here. We'll fix that and make sure the right one gets posted. Okay, we're going to play the 9 of diamonds, showing that we have an even number of cards. Okay, could be a singleton if that was the only one that we have, but you know, we're going to play the 9, and our partner is going to notice that there's a lower card that's missing, and therefore deduce that we started with 2. Okay, and we're going to put the 10 over here in this hand and have the 6 later on. Okay, so your partner is going to say, where is the 2s? Well, my partner has the 2, therefore he started with 2. So he's going to go, well, I can count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And now he knows that since there's no other entry in the dummy, that he can take the second diamond trick because you gave him the count. Okay, this is the single most important time that you should be giving correct count. Okay, and once you do that, you can then win 3 club tricks, setting the contract. All right, let's look at a situation where it's not all that important to give count. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is give a suit preference signal. Okay, now the contract again is 4 hearts, declares 1 trick 1 with the ace of spades, and then drew 3 rounds of trump again, ending up in declare's hand. Okay, and now the declare leads the 3 of diamonds again. Okay, so our partner looks at the dummy and says, okay, I'm going to play my lowest highest equal. I'm not going to take this first trick. I'm going to go ahead and play a lower card, forcing out the king. So he plays the 10, forces out the king. Now, what card are you going to play? Okay, what you want to do is give a count signal. Well, in this case, you're not going to give a count signal. Okay. There's no long suit there. So it's actually become more important to give a suit preference signal than it is to give a count signal. Okay, so what you're going to do here, because they don't have a suit that they can run, okay, what you're going to do is go ahead and give a suit preference signal. Now, what suit would you want to have led back to you here? Well, obviously, the only suit you've got anything of real value in is clubs. So in this case, what you're going to play is the 2, which your partner, because they can see they've got 4, the dummy's got 4, is that you're in essence asking for a club. Okay, so now you've got the capability of playing the 2, and your partner knows to lead a club. Okay, so in this case, we're going to play the 2 using it as a suit preference signal, asking for a club. Okay, now generally, count signals are given when the opponents break a new suit. Count signals are also given the second time a suit is played, okay, regardless of whether you're leading the suit or your opponents are leading the suit. So let's look at the situation where you or your partner has led a suit against the suit contract. Okay, and you're going to use a count signal the second time the card is led, and at that particular point, you're going to reflect the present count. Okay, so what we're going to say is the partner leads ace, and you give a positive attitude signal. Remember, on that first trick, you can give an attitude signal. Then the partner leads the king. Okay, if you start it with 3, you're going to play your lowest card. If you start it with 4 plus, you're going to play your highest card. Okay, and partner will need to remember what the heck card you played, so they can reflect. They can determine what whether it's high, that you gave them a low high or a high low. Okay, now let's look at this particular situation. In this one, your partner led the ace. And on the first one, you gave a positive attitude signal saying, hey, I've got the queen, okay, because this is a touching honor. Then the king leads, then the king is led. Now, obviously, you're not going to play the queen, okay? And when you play the 5, it's going to say that you started with at least 3 plus cards in the suit, okay? And he's going to know that the declarer probably has 4. Okay, so this is pretty difficult in terms of figuring out. This is one of the reasons that count signals have kind of fallen out of favor, is that things become very difficult to piece things together. And to be perfectly honest, I only really I pay attention to the count signals, but I only pay really, really close attention to the count signals when the opponents break the suit and if I see something in the dummy. Otherwise, I'm just trying to cram too much into my little brain. Okay, and your partner's going to should be able to determine then, because you played the three, that it's generally not going to be safe to play to lead the suit again, even though he knows you've got the queen, because he knows he may be potentially setting a trick up for the declare. Let's look at the second situation here. Ace is led, you give a positive count signal, and that shows the queen. And the second time is led, you show the 9 to say that you started out with 4 plus. Okay, now the partner will know, if he pays really close attention, that it's going to be safe for him to lead the suit again. Okay, this is the whole process here, is to try to piece together all of this information to determine what's safe to do and what's safe not to do, in order that you're not setting up tricks for the declare. All right, let's look at another scenario here. And your partner makes a development lead in a 3 or 4 plus card suit. Okay, partner wins the ace and then returns the suit. Okay, now if you started with three cards in the suit, okay, you just won the trick that your partner led the suit in. Play the lowest. If you started with 4 plus, play the next highest. So in one case, you're playing lower, in the other case, playing higher. Let's take a look at this. Okay, in this example, your partner led the 4 from 3, saying, I'm hoping that you'll be able to develop something in this. Okay, it comes around, you take the ace. Okay, you're going to lead the 2 back. Okay, you play the 6 to show you started with 3 cards. If you had, so that they're okay. Okay, you lead the 2 back, and to declare, your partner or you played the 6 to show that you started with 3 cards. Okay, now so see if I can explain this a little bit better. Your partner led the 4. You know they've got the ace, king, or queen. Okay, so when you return the 2, the lowest, back to your partner, they play the 6, so that you now see that they started with 3 or 4, because you can see the dummy has 3, you've got 4, you know your partner's got 3, you can deduce that the declare and the dummy both have 3 cards in that suit. So as long as because you led the card back, the king took the second trick, you know that you can now safely lead the suit again to your partner so he can win his queen. Okay, now let's look at this one. Okay, in this one, your partner leads 4th from the 4 plus card suit. Okay, and you win the ace. Now you're going to lead the 2 back, and you're going to play the 8, the higher of the cards. Okay, now your partner, if he's truly observant, is going to notice that the 6 is missing and determine that you started with 4. Okay, so you can safely then play the queen, knowing that both of the other cards are going to fall. Okay, like I said, this is pretty hard. Okay, and like I said, I have a tendency only paying attention to the count signal on the very first trick, when the declare or dummy breaks the suit, or when my partner has when the dummy has a long suit that I need to help keep the declare from running. Okay, now there's a special situation, okay, that's not quite as difficult to keep track of. Okay, now this is against a 5 plus level contract. Okay, like 5 clubs, 5 diamonds, 5 hearts, 5 spades, or 6 small slam, or So now, that's interesting is that there are really quite a few small slams that are reached where one of the sides has the ace, king, and a suit, and many times they're both in the opening leader's hand. Okay, so you have the ace, king. Is it safe to lead the suit twice? Okay, now I'm going to discuss. Now we discussed part of this earlier under attitude signals. Is that if you lead the ace, ask your partner, is it safe to give attitude? Okay, and what they're really asking if they lead the ace is they're saying, I have the king, do you have the queen? So if you've got the queen, you'll give a positive attitude. Okay, if they lead the king from ace king, they're asking for count because now they're trying to figure out if it's safe to lead the ace after the king wins. Okay, and a lot of this also then has to how you answer the count signal depends on where the queen is. Okay, by the mere fact that he's led the ace or king generally denies that he does not have the queen. Okay, so who's got the queen? Where's the queen? Okay, so if the dummy has the queen, the partner is going to give count. If the dummy does not have the queen, partner signals attitude for the queen. Okay, because now we're trying to determine what is the situation, state of play at that particular suit. And it's all going to depend now, because if you lead the ace and it wins the trick, and you lead the king and the declare trumps it, if the queen is in the dummy's hand, you just promoted that card to be a winner. So you want to be able to communicate back to your partner whether it's safe to continue that suit or not, because you don't want to give the declare a winning trick that he can throw a loser off on. So let's look at this situation here. In this one, the contract is 6 hearts. Dummy has the queen. You can see it right here. You get the queen, 9, 7. Okay, now our partner wants to know if it's safe to lead this suit a second time. Okay, and he leads the king. Now remember, the king asks for count if we can see the queen in the dummy's hand. If we can't see the queen, it's asking us to tell him whether we have the queen or not via attitude. Okay, so led the king, they played a 7. Now we want to give count. Now remember, we're going to give count lowish with an odd number. We have 3, so we're going to play the 2. Okay, and what the 2 tells our partner is that we've got 1 or 3. Okay, if we've got 1, it would be safe to lead, but we can only communicate so much information. Okay, and otherwise, it's not safe to if we don't have, if we've had 3, it's not safe to lead the card again. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the 2, saying we have 3 cards in the suit. The declare is going to play the jack, and our partner is going to deduce that it is not safe to lead the ace of this suit, because if he does, the 9 is going to get played. We're going to play the 3. The declare is going to rough it, and they're going to set up that queen as a winner in the dummy, where the declare can throw a loser off on it, helping them make the contract. Okay, what we're going to do is we want to be able to then later lead this suit through the declare. Our partner wants to lead this suit through the declare, so they have to make the decision to rough it or give us the trick. And obviously they're not going to give us the trick, because if they're in 6 hearts, they're going to be down 1. So this is a very subtle play, but it's really important as an important element of defense against the slam contract. In this example, dummy doesn't have the queen. Okay, so our partner leads the king again. 7 gets played. Now we want to give an attitude signal. All right, we want to tell our partner whether we have the queen or not. In this case, we're going to play the 2, which is a positive attitude signal telling our partner we have the queen. Okay, if we didn't have the queen, we'd play the 10. Let's say we had the 10, 9, 3, 2. We would play the 10 saying, nope, I don't have the queen. Okay. And our partner would then say, aha, okay, the declare has the queen. Okay. And if the declare happens to have two cards, then they could actually take the ace and know it's safe to play the trick. Okay, in this particular case, because the declarer knows that we have the queen, they can now safely underlead underlead or lead the ace and not be afraid of promoting any tricks for the declarer. All right, so that's the basics of count. Now, just as a kind of a quick summary there, is that again, count used to be really, really important. Really key things is you get the most information out of count by giving the direct seat giving the correct count after the dummy or the declarer breaks a new suit. And it's critical if you can see a long suit and dummy that you can potentially strand so they can't run that suit. So that you can communicate count correctly between you and your partner to determine how many tricks to hold up. Okay, let's come over here and let's not end. Let's come down here and pause. Okay, guys, let's review the sharp bridge hands. Okay, on this first hand, West opens one spade, East bids one no trump, and we're going to assume they're using 2/1 and one no trump forcing. West bids two diamonds, showing 3 plus diamonds, and East jumps to 3 spades, showing a limit raise. That's 10 to 11 points with 3 plus spades. And West decides, well, that's good enough. That's all that the better they can do here with the minimum point. All right, so let's go ahead and look at both of the hands, and let's talk about the opening lead that our partner is going to make to us. Okay, they've got really two suits they're considering, clubs or diamonds. Okay, and because the clubs are slightly better than the diamonds, and by leading the king of clubs, they can guarantee that they can create a club trick for themselves. They make the decision they're going to lead the king of clubs. The king of clubs gets led, and the declarer calls for the ace out of dummy, and we play the 7. Okay, as our most encouraging card because we want to give our partner a signal of positive attitude. And our partner, being very observant, looks and says, hey, I've got the 2. I see the 3, 4. In the dummy, I have the 5. I see the 6. The 7 is the lowest the club my partner could play. So that's a positive signal. He's either got the jack as the touching honor, or he only has one club. In either case, it's a positive signal. Okay, and then the declarer plays the 9. So now he knows because of that positive signal that that I have the jack of clubs. Now, the declarer now is going to, in essence, let's go ahead and turn on the robots and play this hand. Okay, the declarer now leads the 10 of spades. Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to go, yeah, that's we can see that it's really no value in covering that 10 because he's trying to finesse something. He could be finessing my jack. He could be finessing something else. So he plays the 2, and my partner takes the king. Now my partner leads the 2 of clubs back to me because I gave him a positive signal. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is lead the 8 of clubs back, because what that allows my partner to do is to play low, preserving that queen of clubs so that they can't establish a club trick. So now they finally broke a suit. the declare finally broke a non-trump suit, so my partner gave should be giving the giving count, and he actually should have played the 5. I haven't been able to get the shark bridge to play standard count signals. So I, however, have 3, so I'm going to play the 6. Now, it really doesn't make a lot of difference. The count signal doesn't have a great amount of value here, but I want to preserve my 10 of diamonds. So I'm going to show the 6 of diamonds because I've got 3, and I'm going to again play the 5. Okay, now the declare has a count on the spades, and in this case, he's going to lead the club. I know my partner has the queen of clubs, so I'm going to signal a suit preference with the 3 of hearts. My partner played that, okay, and let's see what's going on. Now the declare. Unfortunately, our partner led the the the, the 9 of hearts. He should have continued the diamonds, but we're going to have to. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cover that. Okay, and position ourselves behind that queen. Okay, and because the robot can remember every card that gets played, we're going to take the ace of hearts. Okay, and at this particular point in time, because I think our jack, we're going to leave the jack of spades. And he has the 7 of hearts. Now, if our partner had led the diamond instead, let's do an undo. If he led the diamond like he should have, what would happen is it would force the declare to lead, to trump the diamond, force the declare to lead the hearts. I'd be able to take the ace. Then I'd be able to lead something else, for allowing me to take another trick. Okay, so I'm not going to go back through all of that, but that's what really should have been done. I'm not going to let the robots play anymore. I'm going to do it myself. Okay, on this next hand, West opens 1 spade, East bids 1 no trump, and West bids 2 spades, showing he's got 6 spades. Okay, now let's take a look at both our declare's hand. He's going to make the opening lead. All right, he's got 3 spades, 3 hearts, 3 clubs, and 4 diamonds. Really doesn't have any great indication of what he should be leading. He knows he doesn't want to lead a spade because his king is sitting behind the spade bidder. He doesn't want to lead an ace of clubs or a club because that would be leading away from the ace. If he led the ace, all he would take is air. So he's going to decide that he's going to lead his longer suit, the diamonds, and he's going to lead 4th, so that I can use that information to determine what I should be playing. And the declare comes over and plays the queen. I'm going to play the king, and the ace comes out. All right, so now we know that the ace, king, queen had been played. I'm pretty sure my partner has the jack because he played 4. Okay, and now the declare is going to lead the 9 of clubs. And what he's hoping is he can get one of the 2 of us to play a club. Okay, but we're both looking at that dummy and saying, hey, look, there are potentially 5 club tricks there once that ace comes out. So we know this is a crucial time to give count. So my partner plays the 4. Saying I've got 1 or 3. Now I know that the declare would have led the ace if he had it, and then led to the king. So my partner's either got 2 or 3. He could have had the 4 ace, but I'm going to assume that he's got the 4. Okay, so the declare plays the king. Now the key play here is for me to give a correct count. Okay, so my partner knows when to take the ace of clubs. So what I'm going to do is play the 8 to signal I've got an even number. Now, what's really important is for my partner to pay attention because the declare played the 9, and he's saying, okay, one of the declare could have only a singleton, could have a tripleton. The declare is trying to fool me. Okay, so he knows he's going to hold up on playing that ace of clubs for this at this particular point in time. Okay, and the declare says, okay, I'm going to lead trump. Okay, and he could go ahead and lead a club, but if he do that, he would communicate to us that he has only one because let me show you what would happen. He plays the queen, the 2 comes out. My partner, who can now count to 10 on his finger, says, okay, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No problemo. Okay, I can take that ace and continue on. I'm never going to leave those clubs again. So the declare is not going to do that. What the declare is going to do is try to develop a suit. Okay, and what he's looking for is potentially getting a ruff and a slop. So he's going to lead a diamond. He leads the diamond, and my partner takes that. Okay, and says, okay, I can't lead another diamond because they may get a ruff and a slop. So what he's going to do is lead that jack of hearts, so touching arms. Okay, and I can let that first heart go. And the declare is going to take that. And now the declare says, all right, I've got a real problem. Okay, I can lead a heart or I can lead a club. Okay, if he leads a club, he's communicating the information that all the information about the hand. Okay, so what he's going to do is let's say that he tries to get tricky here, and he leads a club, and my partner goes, aha, I know my partner has another club, plays low, okay, and says, all right, now what do I do? I don't want to lead a diamond because I can see spades on the board, and I don't want to lead a heart because I'm maybe finessing myself and my partner. So he says, I've got the king XX of spades. I'm behind the declare. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sneaky. I'm going to lead a spade. So he plays the 9. I play the 10. And now he comes out and he plays the ace. Okay, now the declare goes, well, I don't have a lot of choices at this particular point in time. So I'm going to see if I can somehow, I can't have nothing to ruff in the dummy. So I might as well go out and see if I can draw the trump. It says, oh dear, and he goes ahead and leads the heart. And my partner jumps up with the 10. The 4 gets played. I play the 8. They come back with the king of spades is the winner. You can actually afford to lead the diamond now because it's the high card. And ultimately, they're going to have to lead the heart. We're going to take a trick. Okay. Do they make the contract? Yes, they make the contract. They don't get an over trick because we were able to communicate about the number of cards we have in clubs. Let's go ahead and look at the next hand. On this one, East opens 2 diamonds. Now, actually, in this particular hand, they're using the Flannery convention, which says that they have 5 to 6 hearts, 4 to 5 spades, and 9 to 15 points. And West, who's got a fairly weak hand, decides that the best thing to do is just bid 2 hearts to sign off, and does so. So now our partner is going to be on the opening lead, and going back all the way to lesson 2, he says, I'm going to make a temporizing lead, see what type of information I can get. Okay, and because he's led the ace, I'm going to give a positive attitude signal by playing the 7. Okay, and because I played the 7, he looks out and says, okay, I can count all the spades up into the 7, my partner must have the queen because he gave me a positive signal. He leads the three of spades. I can now cover with the queen. Okay, lo and behold, the queen comes out. Now, I can look at the dummy. There's 8, 9, 10. I've got 11. My partner probably has 2. So I think I've safe to lead the 8 of spades. Now, what's really important here is that the declarer has to ruff. My partner can now play the 9 because he's rough. The declarer is roughed out a dummy. Okay, and the 10 does not get set up as a trick. Okay, so that king of spades now is a stopper that prevents that 10 from becoming a winner. If it had been played differently, that 10 might have been promoted as a winner. Okay, so now it's pretty much all over but the shouting. The only problem for the declarer is whether they have to leave the diamonds out of their hand. Okay, so and then also the club. So what he's going to do at this particular point in time, because it's hard to say whether it's going to lead trump or it's going to take the diamond finesse. Okay, it's just really hard to figure out at this particular point in time what he's going to do. So let's say that he decides to lead a couple of rounds of trump. Okay, so he leads, wants to see how the trump breaks and says, okay, so far so good. Plays the ace. Jack comes out and says, okay, one more trump out. So what am I going to do now? Okay, I can lead the spade, but I have nothing else I can ruff with it. Okay, he could have gone back and said, all right, could have led the spade here. I'm going to signal positive there. He's going to ruff that spade, and now I can ruff the king of spades. Now, the question is, what else can he do? Well, at this particular point in time, he can lead a club. Okay, he can go ahead, or he can lead a diamond. If he leads a diamond, he's going to lose 2 diamonds, and then he's going to lose 2 clubs. Okay, so because he's got 2 clubs and 2 clubs, and they match up, what he's going to do is go ahead and lead the club. Because I don't want to lead that. I'm going to lead that again. I'm going to pick him up. Okay, and he's going to ruff the 2 hearts. He's going to come out and now collect the remaining hearts. And then he's going to finesse the diamond. Okay, because I can see I can't see the diamond. Okay, but I can see there's a diamond and the only possibility is my partner has the king of diamonds. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play this and hope my partner has the king of diamonds and then leave the diamond back. And lo and behold, he has it. So he's going to make the contract. All right, so we gave the proper count signals and everything else, and he still made the contract. Okay, that's going to be the case the majority of the time. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the next hand. All right, in this hand, we actually get to open 1 diamond. Okay, and West overcalls the heart. Our partner passes. East goes 2 hearts inviting, saying, I've got a fit for you in hearts. West goes to 3 hearts inviting game, and West passes. So our partner is going to make the opening lead. Okay, so let's take a look at what our partner has in terms of the decision. Okay, so he says, well, my partner bid diamonds. I could lead diamonds, or I could lead spades. Which one should I lead? Well, since my partner bid the diamonds, I'm going to lead the diamonds. I'm going to lead 6. The 6 low, telling my partner that I have an honor. So he leads the 6. Comes around. I'm going to play the king. Now my partner knows I have the ace. All right, and because my partner led low, I can tell my partner has got the queen. So I'm going to lead low to my partner because I don't want to set up a fourth diamond trick for the dummy if that's the way that the cards split. Okay, and lo and behold, that works. It comes back around, leads the third diamond. I take the ace. Now, what do? I know that I could lead a diamond. Potentially, my partner would bluff, but I can see that everybody's out of diamonds. So now I've got to make a decision what card to lead. Okay, and my best suit is actually spades at this particular time, hoping that my partner has something in spades. So I lead to 3, which tells my partner that I've got the ace or the king. Okay, and the dummy plays the 6. Okay, he plays the 9, the lowest equal, and he plays the ace of spades from the dummy. All right, now the challenge here now for the dummy, for the declare, is what to do about the clubs and what to do about the hearts. So he says he's got 9 hearts, okay, and typically there's a convention called 9 ever, 8 never. Okay, so with 9 cards, what he's going to do is he's going to play the ace. Okay, and then he's going to hope that we're 2-2. And my partner is going to give me a positive attitude signal for a spade. Okay, now I've got the queen of hearts. Okay, and the declare says, all right, I'm going to try to make the opponent lead to me. So he leads the heart. Okay, comes around to me, I take the trick. Now I say, well, I see no more diamonds in the dummy. I've got the 13th diamond. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and lead the diamond. He has to buy. Okay, my partner plays the 3, and let's say he plays the 5 of clubs. Okay, now he knows he has all the trump left. He's got the ace, king of clubs. So what he's going to try to do, he's going to try to squeeze me. So he leads the hearts. My partner says, I'm throwing away clubs. So I'm going to throw away spades. He's already told me he's got the queen of spades. So he now leads the 4 of hearts, and I throw away the king of spades. So I knew to protect my clubs because my partner told me he had spades. So now he leads the clubs, hoping that the queen is going to fall. And lo and behold, doesn't happen. We take the last trick, setting the contract by 1 trick. Okay, so we end up setting that contract by 1 trick because we were able to communicate with one another about what suits we had, how many cards we had in the suit, and so forth. So let's go to hand number 5. Okay, in this particular hand, this has got a very strong hand. He opens 2 clubs. The East bids 2 diamonds waiting. West bids 2 hearts, saying I've got 5 or 6, 5 plus hearts, probably 6 plus. Okay, East goes, I've got a fairly weak hand with 3 hearts, bids 4 hearts, and West jumps to 6 hearts. Okay, what do we know about West? We know that, and let's take a look at both of these hands and see, our partner has the ace, king of diamonds. All right, so now the question is, was West just playing crazy, or does he have a singleton or avoiding diamonds? Because a good player will never bid 6 of a suit if they have 2 losers in a suit. Okay, so what West wants to know is how safe it is to lead diamonds. And he wants to know count information, not attitude. He wants to know count information. So he leads the king of diamonds. And the dummy comes down to there's the queen. I only want to lead the ace if I know the declare has another diamond. Okay, so he plays the 7. And what are we going to play? We've got 4 diamonds. Okay, to give count information, we're going to give high for even, low for odd. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to signal with the highest diamond that we can to tell our partner that we've got 4 diamonds and it's not safe to continue. Okay, and so now our partner goes, okay, my partner just said it's not safe to continue. I do have 4 spades here. I might be able to take a trick in there later. So what he's going to do, he says, well, they've got all the hearts. Let's lead hearts. That's the safe thing to do. Leads the hearts, and lo and behold, they take the trick. Okay, and now what they can try to develop the clubs. So he tries to develop the clubs by leading the 2. The ace comes out. Okay, and he says, all right, I'm going to try to set those clubs up. But I've only got 2 entries to the board. Okay, so he says, well, let's go over there. My partner throws away a 3 of diamonds, saying, hey, I've got the diamonds. He knows the diamonds are, except the ace, are worthless. Okay, comes in here, draws my last trump, and he tries to lead the 8 of clubs, drive out. He's hoping that the jack king will fall. Okay, and he trumps, and no, nothing yet. So he says, all right, let me go back over there again. Okay, and he comes back over again. My partner throws away another diamond. And he knows he's starting to get the feeling that this is futile. Okay, so he leads another club, and we covered that. And he has to trump it. Now, as you can see, he's in between a rock and a rock. Okay, he can lead what he's going to do is lead the ace of hearts and start trying to squeeze everybody. Okay, and my partner is paying attention and sees we've got all the diamonds, throws away the ace of diamonds because he knows that diamonds are worthless. All right, so what happens? He takes the ace of spades. Everybody follows. Takes the king of spades. Everybody follows. Takes the queen of spades. Everybody follows. He says, split, baby, split. And lo and behold, they don't split. He goes, oh, crap. And he leaves the 3 of spades and he goes down 1. Okay, because we were able to communicate in terms of what cards we wanted and how many cards we had to see. Let's go to number 6. In number 6, it's pretty much the same bidding. Okay, so we're not going to go through that all again. What we're going to do is going to show you both hands. And he's going to leave the king again. And this time the dummy comes down and he sees a singleton. So it becomes pretty straightforward when I play the jack that he knows not to continue the diamonds. Okay, because he goes, all right, don't continue the diamonds. All right, now in this particular hand, well, I'm going to show you all the hands. Because of the what each one of these hands has, they can actually get back and forth and set up the club tricks and easily make the 6-heart contract. Okay, while we're communicating correctly, we can't stop them from making it this time, not like we did the last time. So we again told him not to continue the diamonds because he would set things up, but we've got all these clubs over here. So what the declare is going to do is go ahead and my partner is going to shift to the heart again. He's going to take that trick. Okay, and because he's got no diamonds, they have a cross ruff, they can set up the clubs, they've got all the tricks that they need. Okay, so that really concludes the discussion of the sample hands for this particular lesson. So let's go ahead and close that up. And I hope you all had that this lesson was informative and you see how these various techniques work. So have a great day.